got this guy on the big blue bin. I can't believe I'm still recording on this bin, but this is all I got. And before we get into the topic of today, which you can see on this big blue bin, I'd like to say don't forget to let me spend my money so you don't waste yours by hitting that subscribe button. And if you're interested in keeping informed of new videos being uploaded on the We Deem channel, don't forget to click the bell. Now, as you may have already realized, this video is about the Classic Edition consoles. Now, I just did an unboxing of the Genesis Mini, or in other countries known as the Mega Drive Mini, and everyone's done their reviews, and I didn't want to just do a review specifically on the Genesis Mini. I wanted to do something different, so I decided to take out some of my other classic consoles, and we're going to go ahead and do somewhat of a comparison. I'm going to do my best to compare design, what came in the box, and the overall gameplay as well. See which one of these guys I think emulates the best. Alright, first we're going to take a look at the Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES Mini. Now here is the box it came in. I can't remember if I ever did an unboxing. If I did, there will be a video up on the top of the screen. Here is the box. Unfortunately, it seems to have gotten a little bit damaged. I had it stored away and it got squashed. But nonetheless, it still is a pretty decent looking box. NES Classic Edition, it shows the games on here. Now this one I didn't originally get when it first came out because these things went scarce fast. And scalpers were obviously charging way too much money for them on the internet, and I wasn't going to be paying $200 something for a plug and play. But later on, Nintendo ended up releasing more copies after the SNES Mini, which we'll get into in a little while. But as you can see, it looks exactly like a NES Mini. It's pretty basic. There's nothing special about this. Instead of going with USB, they decided to go with the Wii and the Wii U connectors. I mean, it's unique, but it would have been better if it was just plain old USB. The drawer here doesn't open at all. You have a power and a reset button here, and nothing on the side. And on the back, you have an HDMI out and a micro USB for power. It's pretty basic. I mean, and honestly, there are some clones out there. I have done a video on a clone before, but there are some ones that mimic this to a T. It looks exactly like this, and if it said Nintendo on those clones, you would think it was actually the real thing. Now in the box, you ended up getting one controller. I don't know why Nintendo decided to go with one controller. It is exactly the same as the original NES controllers, which is kind of neat. Now if this was USB, we could have used this on other devices, but it's not. I ended up having to go pick up a second controller. Of course, Nintendo wanted to make some extra money. The one thing that kind of pissed me off about this box, as you can see, this box is destroyed. Nintendo, for some reason, glued this together, and there was no other way of me opening the box. I looked everywhere. I can't find a flap that would have just opened. So now, being a collector and someone who probably would have kept this box is complete and utter garbage. Thank you, Nintendo. Overall, I like the design. It's really lightweight. I wish they would have done some more things to just make it feel a little more iconic and nostalgic. But I still love having it. Let's get on to the SNES Mini. Alright, and here you go. Here is the SNES Mini. You dumb mother! Which Nintendo actually stepped their game up with this guy here. The box does come with two controllers. Here's the box itself. It looks pretty similar to that NES Mini box. In this one, though, you did get Star Fox 2, which was never released. It is a fairly decent, well-designed box. Now, does it remind me of the old NES box? Somewhat, but not overall. But at least we got two controllers, and Nintendo stuck with that Wii U and Wii connector here. Oh well, there are some adapters, there are some wireless controllers out there. I will leave links to those in the description down below. One of the ones that I have is the Nyko, I mean, Mini Boss, which is fairly good controller. But let's look at the console itself. You do have the power button, which flips up just like the original, and you have the reset button, which flips up like the original too. You have the eject here, but it doesn't do nothing. Personally, I think it would have been kind of cool if you actually could press that just for nostalgic purposes. And instead of just being on the outside and open here, the actual controller ports are covered by this, which look like the original NES connectors. You flap that down, and it does occasionally get annoying to get open, but I like it. It covers them and keeps the dust out. There's nothing on the sides, as you can see. On the bottom, it looks pretty similar to original Super Nintendo. And you got rubber feet there. And on the back, you got the same HDMI out and micro USB for charging. I mean, I don't know why they don't go with C. Maybe there's a reason why they decide to just stick to micro USB even though we have C. I don't know. Let's stick that fella to the side. Let's take a look at the one that just recently came out last month, and that is the Sega Genesis Mini. I was really excited to see this one, and as far as design is concerned, I personally think they did a better job on this than Nintendo did on theirs. Not that I don't like the Nintendo classic consoles. Let's put this one down. Let's take a look at the controllers. This is something that a lot of people, I don't know if they necessarily complained about, but they brought up that they wish Sega would have went with a 6-button controller. I personally disagree. This is the controller I got when I originally got the Sega Genesis when it came out when I was a child. Oh, great. There is a scratch on it. I hate when I find stuff like that because it upsets me being a collector to see a scratch. It upsets me to see scratches on any of my devices. But stop the babbling. Personally, I think they did the right thing going with the 3-button controllers. There are a lot of 6-button controllers out there that you can purchase because Sega went with a USB connector. Retrobit makes Sega licensed products. You can get one of those 6-button controllers, but this is the OG. This is what was meant to be with the Sega Genesis Mini. Sega made the right decision on that. That's just my opinion. Now let's take a look at the console itself. As you can see, Sega went a lot farther than Nintendo did, where they have the cartridge drawer opens up. And as you may have seen on other people's videos, Sega came up with the Sega Genesis Mini Tower, where it ends up sticking a 32X in here, and then a Sega CD, and then up top you'll have a cartridge as well. It looks kind of cool. It has no function really. It would have been kind of cool if they all connected together and actually worked simultaneously with each other in the future, but I don't think that's going to happen. As you can see, you have a volume for the headphone jack. It would have been kind of cool if they actually put headphone jacks there, but they didn't. You have the on and off, and you have a reset button. You have 2 USB ports on the front for the controllers, and on the back, nothing different from the Nintendo consoles. You have an HDMI out and a micro USB for powering. And as you can see on the side here, they have the Sega CD. I can never get it the heck off. The last time it was a pain in the butt, but this comes off. It's supposed to resemble the Sega CD port that was here. That's kind of cool. I think Sega really tried to make this as nostalgic as possible. Overall, as far as design concerned, I think the Sega Genesis Mini took that one. This one really paid attention to detail, and I think that's why the Sega Genesis Mini wins this one in design. Alright guys, I'm not really going to talk numbers or hardware. That stuff is not really on the box. It is something I will throw up on the screen if I can find it on the internet, and you guys could decide which one you think won in the hardware department. Alright, here we go. We're going to start with the NES Mini, and here's the menu system. There's nothing that all impressive about this menu system, just really basic. As you can see, you got your games here, just pretty basic. It lets you know how many players you got. I guess at some point it leaves a score there, but that's not important. And up here you got your display settings. You can go with the CRT filter
4x3, and then you can also go with pixel perfect. Also, you got your options here: demo, auto shutdown, screen burn-in reduction, and you can factory reset. Over here you can change your languages. Obviously I'm in the United States, I'm going with English. Got some sort of legal notice. And also you can view the original manuals here. I mean, that's kind of cool, I guess, but we don't really need that. Down here, I guess these are your saves points. They're calling them suspend point list. I guess this is where you can save stuff. See, as I said, basic menu system here, nothing at all impressive. Alright, here we go with the SNES menu system, and there's nothing different here. On my 32-inch widescreen TV, the down there at the bottom, the Super Nintendo is blurred out. I don't know if that's meant to be that way. But either way, here are your list of games. It's all pretty similar. I mean, you got how many players you got the box art there. Nothing too different. They didn't change much in this menu system. Up at the top, you got the display again, and you can go with the CRT filter, 4x3 and pixel perfect. And then the settings, all pretty much the same. Classic, except that's different, isn't it? Classic demo, not entirely sure what that is. Screen burn reduction. You got your languages, legal notes, and your manuals, and the save states at the bottom, which are probably going to work the same. I don't remember if there was an animated background in the NES Classic. I guess we'll have to look at that again. That might be different. Alright, as you can see here, first time powering this Genesis Mini on, and here's the menu system. It's pretty standard too. I mean I kind of like the side-scrolling menu better on the Nintendo products. You got your settings up here, and in the settings, please read this before playing. In rare cases, depending on health and conditions, flashing screens and lights. Yeah, I know, seizures. Let's get out of here. You can change your language. You got your screen setting. Doesn't even tell you which one is which. I'm guessing this is 4x3, and then you press C and you could get CRT filters. It would have been nice for you to let us know what is what. I mean, I guess if I go with this, it's gonna stretch the picture out, which I guess I should just stick with this. I'm gonna go ahead and put the CRT on there. Now let's back out of here. We got wallpaper settings. Oh, and none of them are really nice, and honestly, I probably can't. I'll go with that. Let's just stay black. Staff credit, legal notes, that's about it. There's nothing really much in here. And then you can sort it by release date. Alright, already I'm gonna say that even though I said there was nothing special about the Nintendo Classic Consoles menu system, it's a whole lot better than this Genesis one. Alright, we went into the NES menu system. We went into all the menu systems. Let's get into some NES gameplay. Let's obviously start with something that most of us probably would have got in the box when we first got our NES, and that's going to be Mario Bros. So far the emulation is really good. I mean, who would have expected it not to be? It was designed by Nintendo. The audio sounds good. I don't hear it stuttering or sputtering. The frame rate seems spot on. Honestly, I feel like I'm playing an original Nintendo. Almost feel like I'm 9 years old again. And there you go, the reset button did, and as you can see at the bottom there, it's actually holding a save, and if I press down I can revisit the game there. Let's go into something else. Let's go ahead. Let's play some Super C. I always stunk at Contra. No, you bastard! I'm getting too into this. As you can see, the frame rate's good. I do see some screen tearing at the top there. I don't see it right now, but I just seen it not that long ago. There it goes again. I seen it again. I lost that one. Actually, I'm doing the best I've ever done at Contra, honestly. Oh no, I'm gonna get hit. Yep, I died. Let's go ahead and play some Kirby here. So far, obviously, the emulation is pretty good. I did see some screen tearing on Mario. Let's see if on Contra. Let's see if we see that in Kirby as well. Kirby's working pretty good. I haven't seen any screen tearing yet. It might just be Mario. You get back here. As you can see in the corner there, there's some. I don't remember noticing any of that while playing the original game on the original NES. So obviously, the gameplay isn't perfect, and I died. If you hit down, you can press A, and it'll add that to one of the saves. That's pretty neat. That's how save points work. Let's play one of the Castlevanias. I was going to go play Mario 3 to see if there was any screen tearing on that one as well. But I'm not. We're going to play one more game, which is Castlevania, and then we're going to move on to the SNES Classic. No, original Castlevania. Yeah, the sad part is I don't think that I played this when I was a kid, when I actually had the NES. I don't think I actually own this game. Oh, got hit. Game's playing pretty good, the sound quality's good. I don't notice any issues with it. It's definitely an enjoyable experience. Only I'm gonna get hooked on playing it, so I better get done with this. You got Super Punch-Out and The Legend of Zelda, Yoshi's Island. I think I want to play a game that I haven't played. Obviously, you got Donkey Kong, and we will hit that up. I've played that before, of course. I got all three of them boxed. Not that I'm gloating. I mean, it's not that hard to get Donkey Kong Country boxed. But anyway, let's go into Contra 3, the Alien Wars. I've never played this. Once again, even though I didn't look like I sucked all that much in the NES version, I do suck at Contra. Let's go. I actually like this Contra better. I don't know if I should have got rid of that gun. Oh, I didn't even know the dog could get me. The game's playing pretty well. The sounds pretty good. Ah, and I died. Let's flip up the reset button. Now, as you can see at the bottom there, you can save once again. I'm not going to go ahead and do that because that sucked. Let's try Yoshi's Island. I've never played this game. I've seen it before and it looks pretty good, so let's go ahead and try that. I mean, nobody expected the emulation to be horrible on this. I think it's really, really good. Sounds good. Quality's good. Menu system is bland, just like the NES one. I don't know. I just think that they could have done a better job with the menu system. Yeah, so far the game's working really well. No bad sound quality. No, made it. I think I might have tested this on the Raspberry Pi before, but I've barely ever played this game. I've always wanted to, though. But as you can see, the game's playing really well. The sound quality is pretty good. I don't know how low I have it. I'm just trying to make sure you can hear my voice. Ah! I knew that was going to happen. Alright, on to the next game. Super Mario RPG. Ironically, I hate RPGs, but I love that one. Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Contra 4. And there goes Star Fox 2, but we're not going to play that on here. I always wanted to do a video because I never played it. Obviously, most people didn't play it till the system came out. I'm just going to try the original Star Fox, see how that runs. If that emulates pretty good, I think that's going to be the last game. I know I said I was going to do Donkey Kong, but you know it's going to play well. And obviously this controller is the original NES controller. There are some wireless ones. I will leave those in the description down below. You can go ahead and check those out. Alright, here we go. Watch me suck because I didn't take the training. Alright, up needs up. That's shoot. Did I just shoot my guy? No. Oh, I'm setting off bombs and... yeah. The trigger buttons leans in. I don't even know if I'm doing the... Well, that doesn't shoot, so... Oh, there you go. I got it. Wrong button. I told you I barely ever played this game. Alright, I guess you guys seen enough. It's obviously playing almost like the original. I don't see any noticeable lag or anything, or any sound quality issues. There's no frame rate issues. I think it's running fairly well. I mean, most of us expected it to. Nintendo brought it out. Not that they haven't messed up anything before. At the end of the day, this is still emulation and not the original system. So that will always play better. Let's get into the Sega Genesis Mini. Let's go ahead. Everybody tries Altered Beast. Let's go ahead with Mickey's Castles of Illusions first. Oh, I've forgotten how big these 3-button original Genesis controllers feel in the hands, though. The smaller ones were better for comfort. I'm still not going against the fact that I'm happy that Genesis that Sega went with these 3-button controllers. Let's skip all that. So let's get to gameplay. Alright, I'm going to tell you I'm not really feeling this CRT scan line thing. I know it does give you the feel of the original game, but... Oh. Honestly, I think it's kind of hurt my eyes. But, I mean, I'm looking around. I don't see any sound quality issues or screen tearing, any frame rate issues. Oh, you want to be throwing stuff at me? Ah, I suck. Oh, I ran out of apples. I really do suck. Take that. And as soon as you hit the reset button, it gives you the option to save right off the bat here. I mean, that's cool, but I kind of like the way the NES and the SNES did it, where it resets the console and then allows you at the bottom to do so. I had to take the scan lines off. For me personally, it was messing with me. It wasn't even giving me the nostalgic feeling I was looking for. The game itself does that enough. Obviously, the game is running at its normal speed. I don't see any frame rate issues or really bad sound quality, which you will see if you decide to play Sonic on an atGames flashback. Look, I can't even say it right. That's one of the really bad downfalls is this. Thank God Sega decided to kick them to the curb, because if you can't emulate Sega's mascot, then there's no point you even trying. And here goes Streets of Rage 2, one of my favorite Genesis beat-em-ups. And I've seen some systems mess this up. That X12 that I did, it was playing alright, but it wasn't playing it great. There was some stuttering here and there and some slowdowns. I'm glad to see an official Sega Genesis product is actually working. Although those atGames were licensed by Sega too. Honestly, it's doing really well. Frame rate's good, audio quality's good. Nothing worse than playing a game and the audio's like sped up or choppy. It ruins the whole experience. Especially when you grew up with these games and you can remember how they were played. And all you want to do is re-experience them, and the poor emulation ruins it all. I remember this game. I definitely think I beat this one. I don't know about the other two. I can't wait for the fourth one to come out. Let's do Gunstar Heroes. I have played this. I do like this. I've been wanting to get this as a physical, but it costs so much. I do have this physical. I actually had this brand new, and I broke the seal to test that flashback from atGames. I've seen a lot of emulators mess this up too. Or a lot of clone consoles, I should say, not emulators. Ah! And obviously I suck at this game. Oh my god. bought the one that just came out from, limited run released it. I also have one for the Vita. I can't remember what it's called. Gunstar, I can't remember. So now it just sounds like I'm babbling, which is nothing new. That frame rate's good. And there's a lot of enemies on the screen, and it's still doing pretty good. I can definitely see myself playing it this way. I can enjoy it on this Sega Genesis Mini instead of having to bust out my Genesis Model 1. Oh. I see his bring down his health up there. Sort of like an RPG. God, I'm surprised I'm still alive. Let's do one more game. Let's end this. If you guys are interested in seeing an extended gameplay video on the Genesis Mini, leave that down in the comments down below. I'll get a video out. For now, I'm going to try one more game. Got Darius. Got the Woolly Wars. Let's go ahead with Virtual Fighter 2. I didn't even know there was a 2D version of this game. Oh, I am gonna say that this game sucks. It's working, but it's slow. It's very slow. Alright guys, that wasn't fair. That game is very slow. I've actually never played Virtual Fighter 2 on the Genesis. So I was just interested and it sucked. So let's just go with Mega Man. I always love that sound of Capcom. Mega Man. I always sucked at it. It's always been hard. Stop. Of course. Stop hitting me. I always hated that he can't shoot up. It always pissed me off. These guys. Oh, they're gonna make me mad. I'm about to die soon. Either way, ironic to see a Mega Man game on the Genesis.
Alright guys, final thoughts. Here are the 3 systems that we just tested, and as far as I'm concerned, the Genesis Mini is really well designed. Sega definitely paid attention to detail with the cartridge slot actually opening here even though there's no function. The on and off switch, the volume rocker even though it doesn't work and I wish it did. The reset button, I mean it really reminds me of the Genesis Model 1 which I own, and it brings me back to my childhood. It's really nostalgic. The other 2 systems, the SNES did a really good job of that as well, except I wish the eject button actually worked. I mean, that's just a little pet peeve. And the NES Classic, it just went as plain as can be. So definitely Genesis is my favorite design. Now, as far as the menu system is concerned, the Genesis definitely fell short. It's really bland. It kind of still slightly reminds me of an atGames menu system. These two guys' menu systems are exactly the same for the most part. I kind of like the side-scrolling game selection. Also, as far as the Genesis menu system, when it comes to picking, the CRT and the 4:3 aspect ratio, your display, it doesn't title anything. So you're kind of confused as to which one it is. I mean, I know you can see in the picture, these ones were clearly labeled. Their menu systems are definitely way better. So honestly, that just leaves us with one question. What's the better classic system and which one should you get? And honestly, there's no correct answer. There's no real winner here. It all depends on what system you like, which games you liked, which one you think actually released the better games on it. I think the Genesis Mini has a larger selection. This one, although, has the never-released Star Fox 2, so if you were into Star Fox, you probably want to go with this. It all depends on whether you're a SNES fanboy, an NES fanboy, or a Genesis fanboy. Personally, I'm still sticking with what I said in the unboxing. The Genesis Mini, just because of design alone, is my favorite classic console system. Obviously, you don't see the PlayStation Classic here because it's not even in the same league. For those of you who were not happy about there only being the 3-button controller instead of the 6-button controller, as we know, Retrobit partnered with Sega, and there are a lot of options for 6-button controllers. I'll leave those in the description down below. Anything contained in this video, all the products will be in the description down below, so you can go ahead and check those out. I also want to let you guys know that I had done a tweet out because 8-Bit Dough brought out the same controllers that came out for the Mega SG. Now we got wireless controllers for this. They are releasing those. The link for those will be in the description down below as well. You can go ahead and check those out. Those controllers are really cool. They're very well designed, and now you can have them for your Genesis Mini. I might pick them up. I might do a video. I'm not entirely sure. I was also, speaking of the Mega SG, thinking about doing a comparison video of the Sega Genesis Mini up against the Mega SG and see which one functions better. I know one's software based and one is hardware emulation based, but I just think it would be kind of cool to compare the two. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're interested to check that video out. If you have any questions on any of these classic systems, let me know in the comments down below. Also, let me know which one is your favorite. If you guys want to see an extended gameplay, I wasn't going to do one, but if you guys let me know in the comments down below and multiple people want to see an extended gameplay test for the Sega Genesis Mini, let me know in the comments down below and I'll get that video out as soon as possible. If you liked what was contained in this video, do consider hitting a thumbs up. If you thought this video just plain sucked, you're going to hit the thumbs down. Don't forget to leave me some beautiful constructive criticism down below. Honestly, even the harsh ones make me laugh. If you found this video to be of some sort of value, please consider sharing amongst friends and the rest of your social media. And as always, don't forget to let me spend my money so you don't waste yours by hitting that subscribe button.